Today we will discuss a very important topic, that is Clausius-Clapeyron equation. In exam, it generally comes like that. And what are its application to solid liquid, liquid vapor, and solid vapor? In exam, the question will be like that: deduce Clausius-Clapeyron equation, or you derive Clausius-Clapeyron equation, and, and what are the different applications of Clausius-Clapeyron equation for solid liquid, liquid vapor, and solid vapor. So one by one we will discuss all the terms. And first of all, what is Clausius-Clapeyron equation? So when a system is in equilibrium, then the free energy change, that is delta G, accompanying the process 0, that is delta G is equal to 0 for a system in equilibrium. Further, the variation of free energy with temperature and pressure is given by the differential equation, that is dG is equal to VdP minus SdT. Say it equation number 1. Let us consider a system consisting of two phases, that is 1 and 2, which are in equilibrium at temperature T and pressure P. Under this condition, let the free energy of the phase 1 is G1 and that of phase 2 is G2. That is, for two different phases, the free energy is G1 and G2. And if the temperature of the system is changed from T plus dt, that is a small change, and pressure P to P plus dP, that is a small change in pressure, let us suppose the corresponding change in free energy of phase 1 is dG1 and that of phase 2 is dG2, as shown in figure. This is figure 1 and this is figure 1. Here phase 2 G2, phase 1 G1 G2, at phase 2 G2 plus dG2, phase 1 G1 plus dG1. That is figure 1, phase equilibria at temperature and pressure T plus dt and pressure plus dP. Now, according to the equation 1, dG1 is equal to V1 dP minus S1 dt, set equation number 3, and dGT is equal to V2 dP minus S2 dt, set equation number 4, where V1 and S1 are the molar volume and entropy of phase 1 and V2, S2 are the corresponding values of phase 2. But when phase 1 is in equilibrium, then delta G value is equal to 0. Therefore, G2 minus G1 is equal to G1, that is equal G2 minus G1 is equal to 0, set equation number 5, where G1 is equal to molar free energy of phase 1 and G2 is equal to molar free energy of phase 2 at temperature T and pressure P. Similarly, for the equilibrium at temperature T plus Tt and pressure P plus dP, we have within bracket G2 plus dG2, bracket close minus bracket start, G1 plus dG1 is equal to 0. Already as stated above, that is from equation 5, G2 minus G1 is equal to 0. Therefore, dG2 minus dG1 is equal to 0, that is dG2 is equal to dG1. Say it equation number 6. Putting the values of dG1 and dG2 from equation 3 and 4, in equation 6 we have V2 dP minus S2 dt equal to V1 dP minus S1 dt. Taking dP common, that is V2 minus V1 within bracket into dP equal to S2 minus S1 within bracket into dt. Therefore, V2 minus V1 is equal to delta V into dP is equal to S2 minus S into delta S into dt. Set equation number 7. Therefore, dP by dt is equal to delta S by delta V, where delta V is equal to V2 minus V1 is the molar volume change and delta S is equal to S2 minus S1 is the molar entropy change. Remember, when phase 1 changes to phase 2. If these changes occurs at the temperature T, that is melting point and boiling point, etc., and delta S is the latent heat of transformation, then we have delta S is equal to delta H upon T. Set equation number 9. Putting the value of delta S from equation 9 in equation 8, we have dP upon dt is equal to delta H upon T delta V. Set equation number 10. This equation was first derived by Clapeyron in 1934 and is called Clapeyron equation and can be applied to various physical equilibria like melting point, vaporization and sublimation. Now consider the case for the melting equilibrium, that is solid to liquid. First one is solid to liquid, that is delta H is equal to delta Hm. Delta Hm is that is equal to latent heat of melting, and delta T is equal to delta Tm, that is called melting point. Equation 10 may be written as dP upon dt is equal to delta Hm divided by Tm delta V. Say it equation number 11. Putting delta V is equal to VL minus Vs, where Vs is equal to molar volume of solid, VL is equal to molar volume of liquid, that is, hence equation 11 may be written as dP upon dt is equal to delta H upon Tm within bracket VL minus Vs. Say it equation number 13. dt upon dP is equal to Tm within bracket VL minus Vs upon delta Hm. Say it equation number 14. This above equation is for the variation of melting point and the with pressure. Okay. Now consider the second case for the vaporization of equilibrium. For the vaporization of equilibrium, that is liquid converts into vapor and vapor converts into the liquid. Then applying the Clapeyron equation, that is equation 11 takes the form dP upon dt is equal to delta Hv upon Tb within bracket Vb minus Vl. Say it equation number 12, where delta Hv is equal to latent heat of evaporation, Tb is equal to boiling point of the liquid, Vl is equal to molar volume of the liquid, Vb is equal to molar volume of the vapor. And the volume of liquid VL is very small as compared to the volume of vapor, that is Vp, that is VL is very smaller than the Vb. Therefore, VL can be neglected in comparison to Vb. The equation 12 may be written as dP upon dt is equal to delta Hv upon T dot Vb. Say it equation number 13. Further assuming that the vapor behave like an ideal gas, then we know that PV is equal to RT. Therefore, PVB is equal to RT. Say it equation number 14. Therefore, VB is equal to RT upon P. Say it equation number 15. Putting the value of VV from equation 15 in equation 13, we have dP upon dt is equal to delta Hv upon RT upon P into T. Therefore, delta Hv upon RT square upon P equal to delta Hv into P divided by RT square. Delta, that is dP by dt, is equal to delta Hv into P upon RT square. Say it equation number 16, that is dP by dt is equal to delta Hv P into RT. So say it equation number 16. Taking one P in this side, left hand side, 1 upon P into dP upon dt is equal to delta Hv upon RT square. Say it equation number 17. Or d ln P upon dt is equal to delta Hv upon RT square. Say it equation number 18. Or d ln P is equal to delta Hv upon RT square into dt. This equation 18 is called Clausius-Clapeyron equation, as it was derived by Clausius during the detailed study of Clapeyron equation. Okay. Now, what is the integrated form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation? In exam, some question will be like, write down or deduce the integrated form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation. So from equation 18, that is d ln P by dt is equal to delta Hv upon RT square is very commonly written in another form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation, that is d ln P is equal to delta Hp RT square into dt. Say it equation number 19. Integrating the equation 19, which temperature changes from T1 and T2 and pressure changes from P1 P2. That is, the temperature limit will be T1 to T2 and pressure limit will be P1 to Pt. Then we have, that is integration of P1 to Pt, limit d ln P is equal to integration of T1 to Tt delta Hv upon RT is equal to dt. Therefore, on putting the values, ln P2 by P1 is equal to delta Hv R within bracket integration of T1 to T2 1 upon T square into dt. Further putting the values, then ln P2 by P1 is equal to delta Hv upon R within big bracket 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Say it equation number 20. Changing into natural logarithm to the logarithm to the base 10, we have, that is 2.303 log P2 upon P1 is equal to delta Hv upon R within bracket T2 minus T1 divided by T1 minus T2. Say it equation number 21. Also, ln P2, this 2.30 goes to the right hand side, then log P2 upon P1 is equal to delta HB upon 2.303 R within big bracket T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. Set equation number 22. This equation 22 is the integrated form of Clausius-Clapeyron equation and has wide number of applications. Number one is that if the vapor pressure of a liquid is known at one particular temperature, then the value of another temperature can be calculated. That is, if the latent heat of evaporation of the liquid is known. Number second application. If the vapor pressure of liquid at two different temperatures are known, then the latent heat of evaporation of the liquid can be calculated. Question number 3. Application number 3. If the boiling point of liquid is known at some particular pressure, the boiling point at any pressure can be calculated provided the latent heat of evaporation of the liquid is known. These are the applications of Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Based on the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, when Clausius-Clapeyron equation will be there, then one problem will be there. Now problem number 1. The normal boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade. Its vapor pressure is 80 degrees centigrade. Is for 0.4676 atmosphere. Calculate the enthalpy of evaporation per mole of the water. Here we have to calculate the enthalpy of evaporation. So for this, what we have given in the equation, that is TL is equal to 100 degrees centigrade, that is 100 plus saturation is equal to 373 Kelvin. P1 is equal to 1 atmosphere and T2 is equal to 80 degrees centigrade, and it is converted into Kelvin by adding 273, that is all 353 Kelvin, and P2 is equal to 0.467 atmosphere. We have to calculate delta HB is equal to 1. So using the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, as we know that log P2 upon P1 is equal to delta HB upon 2.300 R within bracket T2 minus T1 divided by T1 T2. Putting the different values as we have given in the description, we have log 0.4672 upon 1 is equal to delta HB into 2.303 into 8.314 within big bracket 353 minus 373 divided on 353 into 373. That is, on taking on calculation, we have minus 0.3305 is equal to delta HB upon 2.303 into 8.314 within bracket minus 20. When you subtract that, minus 20, 353 into 73. On further calculation, we have delta HB is equal to 41.66 kilojoule per mole. This is the required answer, and this is the enthalpy of vaporization. Enthalpy of vaporization. ठीक. Question number 2. Now question number 2, problem number 2. Water boils at 373 Kelvin at 1 atmospheric pressure. At what temperature will it boil when atmospheric pressure becomes 428 nanometer of Hg at same space station? So at first of all, what we have given in the description, latent heat of water is equal to 2.28 kilojoule per mole, R is equal to 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole, T1 is equal to 373 Kelvin, P1 is equal to 1 atmosphere, that is 700 nanometer, and P2 is equal to 528 millimeter, that is we have to calculate the value of T2. Delta H is equal to 2.28 kilojoule per gram. That we have to convert into mole. 2.28 into 18 per that kilojoule per mole, that is 41.04 kilojoule per mole, that is 41040 joule per mole, and the value of R is equal to 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Putting the value in the Clausius-Clapeyron equation as we have discussed earlier, log P2 upon P1 is equal to delta HB upon 2.300 R within bracket T2 minus T1 divided by T2 into T1. That is, putting the different values what we have discussed earlier, log 521 by 760 is equal to 41040 upon 2.303 into 8.314 within big bracket T2 minus 373 upon 373 into T2. Therefore, on further calculation, we have 0.1582 is equal to 2143.4 into T2 minus 373 upon 373 into T2. Therefore, 590 so T2 is equal to 2.413.4 into T2 minus 799488.2. Therefore, on further calculation, we have the value of T2 is equal to 799488.2 divided by 220.2.4 is equal to, and further we get 363 Kelvin. This is the required answer. ये कॉल कर लेते हैं. Based on the Clausius-Clapeyron equation is that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade at a pressure of 1 atmosphere. Calculate the vapor pressure of water at 90 degrees centigrade and the heat of evaporation of water is 9.80 kilocalorie per mole. So at first of all, what we have given in the instruction, that is T1 is equal to 100 plus 270 is equal to 373 and P1 is equal to 1 atmosphere, T2 is equal to 90 plus 270, that is 363, and we have to calculate the P2, and delta HB is equal to 9.80. We have to convert into calories, 9800 calorie per mole, and the value of R you have to take in the same unit, that is R is equal to 1.987 calorie per degree per mole. Is equal to delta Hp upon 2.303 R within big bracket T2 minus T1 divided by T2 into T1. Putting the different values, log P2 upon P1 is equal to 9800 2.303 into 1.987 into 363 minus 373 divided upon 363 into 373. Therefore, log P2 is equal to minus 0.1582 is equal to 1.841 meniscus bar, है ना. Therefore, P2 is equal to 0.6947 atmosphere. These are the common questions, they are common numericals which come generally in the exam. So you are directed to prepare this question properly and write the answer so that you can get the maximum mark. Next day, new video in YouTube channel Hot Spot Chemistry by Dr. Anil Kumar.